Hello guys, Comercole here. As you can see in the title, I'm doing a review of Paw Patrol the movie. I know it's kind of a shock for some of you. You'd be like, what the fuck? Why the hell would you want to watch a preschooler, a movie based off a preschool show? Well, that's what I thought the same as well. You know, I knew about the movie since like last year because I saw a Bluey content creator making a community post about it, and someone in the comment section had the gall to just say, "Why would you watch Paw Patrol? I mean, it's a show for preschoolers, you know." And then I saw the other person commenting, "Well, I mean, Bluey is a show for preschoolers for the most part." But then someone had to make the argument, but I mean, it attracts adults as well. They try to make some of the episodes, or to try to do it for the parents that watch the show, to make it bearable. And I'm like, in my mind, and that's kind of a reason. I didn't judge him. But here I am. I've been wanting to watch the movie since like October, So, as you can see, I saw the movie as in the aspect of a fan of animated movies, because I did watch The Last Wish, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, last year with my real life friend, So I saw the movie, and I will say I was impressed. I did not expect the movie to be that good, and that's just my opinion. The movie was good. It really was. I really did like the movie. I know, it's pretty shocking to hear me say that, and I'm not the only one who has that opinion. There are totally adults that have opinions on the preschooler show. They have the same opinion as me. Oh, it's a preschooler show. It would be quite embarrassing if I were to watch the movie in theaters. So and like I've said, so I'm gonna go over the first thing. So like I've said, for those of you who don't know, Paw Patrol is a show. It's a preschooler show that's aired on Nickelodeon, Nick Jr. And it's from so it's, I think Spin Master are the ones who made it, and the maker of Paw Patrol is also the maker of Bob the Builder. That's a show I used to watch when I was a little kid, or very young, I would say. I think I still remember watching some of Bob the Builder, like a full 3D modern animation, I watched it back in 2009. I think it was in Mexico when they bought it, so I was only able to play it in the CD player in Mexico. I didn't even know they were region locked back then. Like I've said, getting back into the topic, I really loved the movie, although there are going to be things that are not going to make sense, So I'm going to start with Chase, since this is what the story is based off, It's a very simple story. It doesn't go too crazy. I will say this is a little crazier compared to the show, kind of dark when it comes to, but not too crazy. It's not supposed to be too dark. It's based off Chase's trauma of being abandoned in the city, Adventure City. So Chase gets abandoned there, and I will say I can totally sympathize with Chase in that part. When I saw that part, so I'm sorry if I'm jumping parts of the movie, but it's still very important to the story. So Chase gets really traumatized, and maybe I'm going way too early. Okay, so let's start first. Like I've said, he gets abandoned there, because it does start based on that. Chase doesn't want to go. I'm not going. And when I saw that part, I'm like, something must have happened to him. And I can totally sympathize with him. Maybe his reasons for not going back into the big city is more of him being abandoned than something that anything else real life that anyone would want to leave the big city, like say For me, I mean, I live in Las Vegas, you know, my reasons are completely different from Chase. Like, it's this disgust with everybody just coming in. And I know it's hypocritical. I wouldn't want to tell people not to move in a place that you don't. But I feel like Vegas is much more, a little crowded, you know, more traffic on the streets. And it's just already stressful. It's already pissing me off at a point where I really want to get out. So I can somewhat sympathize with Chase, you know. And I can't blame him for that, you know. So, yeah, you know, it would suck to be abandoned as a dog or a child at all. Just to be abandoned by your parents or anybody. You know, I mean, Chase literally became a stray when his owners abandoned him. It would suck to be in his position, you know. So, yeah, I know I keep jumping into that part, but it would take me too long to make a video like this. So, yeah, you know, I'm gonna have to talk about Liberty and Sky here. So Liberty, I'm gonna start with Liberty. Her character is literally one of the best in this movie. Literally one of the best characters in this movie. Liberty is pretty much the star as well. So I like to think Chase and Liberty. Liberty, I consider her the secondary main character because she's from Liberty City, of course. I don't know if Chase is from Liberty City, although I like to think he was born in Liberty City. I don't know. He might have been born somewhere else. Although Adventure Bay is totally where he redicize. I forgot how to say redicize. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to spell it. Like I've said, you know, Liberty is the best, one of the best in the movie. Her personality is very charming / sassy. It's one of the sassiness. Well, normally I sometimes don't like, for the most part, don't like sassy characters, but Liberty is a mix of joy and sassy. And the people who know her seems to love her so much, you know, like that Hispanic lady. For anybody who didn't know, when she says Liberty, Liberty, que mucho gusto verte. It's so nice to see you. That's what she means when she says that. So like I've said, just wanted to give you a tip, you know, or just I forgot a quote. Yeah, I forgot the term. So yeah, Liberty, she pretty much carried the movie as well. She's the one who helped out Chase, you know, to get him through his doubt, you know, telling him, you know, heroes can get scared as well. And that's actually a good term. I've never heard of that before in my life. I've never had. I've known that anybody can be scared, but for her to say that literally kind of blew my mind. I was like, wow, I didn't know that. I mean, of course heroes get scared, but for her to say that, it's like, wow, I never heard someone ever tell that to me straight to my face, that heroes can get scared. So yeah, you know, Liberty, you know, there's a lot of good to say, but there's a few problems that I did have with her character. I felt like she inserted herself too much, you know. So let's start with her intro. So the big guy that taunts her, so she's the one that tells him to pick up his own trash, the litter that he's like taunts her or something, and then she says, I'm gonna throw you in the trash. That was the best part of the movie. That's the best part. Her sassiness is the best thing, you know. Her roasts are the best thing, but at the same time, it kind of falls flat, you know. Because the guy literally becomes a pussycat, like, oh, okay, oh no, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, but that's not real life. I'm sure, I'm sorry. It would take some time for some guy or girl to respect you. Like, that is not going to happen immediately to change their mind. It would take for like a few movie scenes for that to happen. Not in one scene, but I guess it goes to show how much of a scaredy cat he is. For such a small puppy little dachshund, you know, like Liberty. And, you know, the part where she says she's an honorary member, I don't know why the writers had to insert that. I know it's based off a preschooler show, but they literally wanted to make it for the family as well. Yes, it is going to be for the younger kids. But come on, you got to give the movie a chance, guys. It's not that bad. I had those worried expectations. Oh, it's a preschooler show. Then seeing a video based off Chase's panic attack, which we're going to get into a little bit. Like I've said, see, I already lost track. Okay, so yes. Liberty saying that, I really wish she didn't have to say that. And I had a problem with Ryder not challenging her. He could have just said, whoa, what do you mean honorary member? I mean, okay, I guess we could use some help, but don't insert yourself until, because I'm the leader here. That's what Ryder should have said. And then, I'm sure he wouldn't say no for help, because he's not that strict compared to a real rescue team. So he'd be like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll make you an honorary member. And then Liberty like, yay, thank you so much. And I didn't like that part. That part was so awkward. I cringed when I saw that part. So that was my huge issue with Liberty's character. I feel like she has too much sassiness that goes overboard sometimes. And I didn't like that too much. It felt a little awkward, which is something that the Mighty movie did so much better. They made less cringeworthy moments, Like it felt the dialogue was a lot better with the Mighty movie. So I'm gonna go over that in the next video, which will be part 2. So, and I have a big thing to say, because I did see some episodes based off the movie, the show, excuse me. So it's just so I can get a little bit of a knowing, So like I've said, I'm gonna go over Sky here. So Sky. Oh boy, Sky has to be one of the best characters in a movie. And it's kind of embarrassing to say that the girls, the female pups of the show, of the movie, take the spotlight. Like these women are literally, these females, I'm not women, they're literally puppies. These females are literally the best. Like seriously, I feel like these women are more of a man. These women are literally females, puppies. I need to stop saying women. These females, these girls are more of a man than those boys in the team, These boys are so overly obedient. They're literally stereotypical puppies. They are so a little bit more mature. But Sky and Liberty, although I did hear that girls do mature more than boys once they reach their preteen years. I don't know if they're preteens. I wouldn't be surprised if they're 10 years old in human years. I wouldn't be too surprised. And I think they did age them up a little bit more compared to the show. I know Chase is 7 years old, based on what I've heard. I don't know if he's aged, although his voice did get a little deeper. At least his season 1 voice actor was a little bit deeper. Probably because, and no offense, don't take offense when I say this, because I know it's an overly sensitive world, but I'm going to say it anyway. Probably because the young kid was a black young kid. Maybe that's why his accent made it a little deeper, which actually made Chase's voice cooler. Which I will say, the first voice actor for the for the TV show, was really good in my opinion. And I did see some clips of it, So like I've said, I keep jumping over. I apologize. So Sky, like I've said, Sky really should take over Chase's role as the pup leader, not Ryder as the human leader. I know, although Chase does give a cool swag of him being a potential leader of the team, Chase, being an absolute leader. Although I don't know, although he does say, to Chase in the show, I'm sure he said it in the movie as well, maybe in the first part when they were rescuing the truck driver, ready for action, Ryder, sir. As him making him sound like a leader, like the sergeant or the commander of the second in command of the team. But Sky totally should take over, because she literally is the one who had to bail. Well, probably because she was the helicopter dog, which maybe I know people would love to ship Sky and Chase based on that. But I didn't see it much of like that. I saw it more as her helping her friend because that's her job as well. Her friend, like I've said, Sky. Obviously, I still see them as friends, but I wouldn't be against shipping them either. But, because this is a preschooler show, guys, keep it cool. They are just children. They are pups. They are minors. They're like kids. So please be careful with how you ship these two, because I know people get kind of weirded off, and I can't blame them, because I wouldn't be surprised, oh my goodness, if there would be worse, oh my God, I don't even want to say this, NSFW content. Unfortunately, as much as I hate to say this, there's going to be NSFW content based off every single thing. Even preschooler show, I know that's shocking, but there is, So anyways, I'm going to go into what I'm saying. Sky literally saved the day when she destroyed that cloud catcher. She literally used her helicopter to destroy, slash jet, I would say jet slash, or fighter jet slash, I'm sorry, helicopter, because it does transform into one. She literally is the one who saved the day in that part. So yeah, Sky is literally kind of the star. She literally took lead. She literally did something really awesome, Sky, even like in the Mighty movie, which I'm going to try not to talk about much. I'm going to get into it in the next video. So like I've said, Sky, she's the best in the in the movies. Well, in the TV as well. I haven't seen all of it, but so yeah, I'm already starting to become a fan, thanks to the movie. Like the movie really was. They really did a good job with 30 million, 35 million budget, that's how much it costed for them to make the movie. And they made 151 million, I believe, box office, which, that's really good for them. It's not the highest, obviously not, but 100 million is really good for a movie that's based off the TV show. And I'm super impressed. I'm proud to say that this is the best movie I ever seen for an animated movie. I could totally say I would rather much watch Paw Patrol. I feel like they put much more heart into the movie compared to like Disney now. I cannot get behind Disney. To me, Disney is complete garbage and crap. And I'm sorry if this is going to be political, but I'm going to say it here anyway. I'm not going to hide my feelings anymore, because I stopped watching Hollywood back in 2017, and you can probably guess, and since I'm in the United States of America, so that pretty much destroyed. I was more, I'm not going to say completely, but you can probably guess based on who I supported back in 2017, which I do not support anymore, which does involve politics. That really, really stenched my view on Hollywood and the actors in general. So I was like, fuck Hollywood. I'm not in the mood to watch all of their movies. I bet Hollywood sucks in general. Fuck them. They're probably woke as fuck, They only care about their radical view of diversity. They're just, women. We need more women. We need more gays. We need more this. And guess what? Nobody gives a shit about that. Nobody gives a fuck. All the people give a shit about is a good movie. And nobody makes a big deal out of gays. Nobody cares if there's a gay character. Nobody cares if there's a female lead character. Nobody cares if there's going to be an autistic person. Nobody cares as long as the representation is done in a good way. And that's what they did for Skywell. There wasn't anything feminist or shit. They made her character a good character. Her character was not the message was not overly female. Although I would like to think, some people would like to think that the movie had a secret feminist agenda. And if it was, I don't think it was a complete feminist agenda. And if it was, they did a pretty good job on it. to not make it as divisive as possible. So yeah, that's why I can say they did Sky a really good deed, and Liberty, Liberty, like I'm not going to repeat about Liberty. So yeah, getting back to what I'm saying, so with Chase, I'm going to go back with Chase. I'm going to go with the other pups, but the other pups' story aren't that great, or they're not that important to the story. Like I've said, Sky and Chase and Liberty are the best characters in the show. I mean, in the movie, in my opinion. So I'm going to get back to Chase, Chase, what happens in the subway incident, he literally gets a panic attack. And I believe that's one of the reasons why I wanted to watch the movie, because I felt like they were really going to do good on the representation on. And I believe the Paw Patrol movie started it all. It totally started it for the new age. There probably was representation for panic attacks in animated movies and shows, but I believe the Paw Patrol is the first, and you've got to give them credit to take charge in the lead of panic attacks. And I have to admit something, guys. I suffer from a lot. You have no idea how many panic attacks I get. It's so severe. It happens so much. You have no idea, guys, how painful it is. It's so painful. And when I saw the Paw Patrol movie, and when I saw, Puss in Boots, I'm going to insert Puss in Boots here as well, The Last Wish. Like I've said, I'm going to do a little review here. It's going to be super quick because, I will say Puss in Boots did so much better. It's always going to be number one for the 2020s aspect of panic attack representation in movies. So like I've said, that really did hold my heart into it. When I first saw the clip, I was like, okay, I think they did a good job, but oh my God, I don't want to get too involved into the movie. That was when I first saw a clip of it. And it was a panic attack clips, which I'm not going to link because I'm too lazy. So yeah, that literally, touched my heart because I felt like they did the representation good. Not the stupid slapping somebody in the face, which is not going to do shit. That's just going to make it worse or not change anything at all. And it just hurts, to see people not, show any good representation of it. Like, my family doesn't really fucking know how to handle my panic attacks. They just look at me as a burden, They just look at it as a burden and just me being crazy. And that's why I really don't want to look into my mother anymore. I don't want to ask my mother for help on panic attacks anymore. Although there are times where she's compassionate, but she just shows pity. Well, not pity, but just annoyance with me, with my panic attacks. And that's why when I saw Chase not doing very well with the rescues, the first, of course, he did very well, obviously, because there were no blunders. He didn't do any mistakes. So the second one that we see was more of a mistake. He totally could have succeeded if Chase did not, make a mistake of forgetting to let the parachute go or the glider. And I felt really bad for Chase. I'm like, oh my goodness, this has got to be Chase's most embarrassing moment. Because I'm sure and that hits hard with me because holy shoot, that part was totally relatable for me. It really truly was, because that's how I feel at work. I really don't want to mess up at work, I really truly don't want to mess up at work. I truly don't, And that's why that part really, I sympathize with him. And the third part, which is the biggest one for his story, his panic attack, the panic attack he got, there, it was really heartbreaking, just to see. I bet he felt so bad and humiliated after then, and Sky literally had to help him get off of the into the helicopter. So, and that's pretty much it for Chase. And Chase does get his redemption, but it's not like he wasn't the biggest hero on the final part of the arc of the movie. Literally, Sky's the one who saved the day from preventing, destroying the storm catcher, like I've said. But even so, I know people would make fun of Chase, oh, Chase, Sky was better than Chase, and I can't blame you for that. I'm not saying, helping your hero is anything bad. If not, that's one of the best qualities of a teammate that shows and cares for you. So Sky, I mean, Chase literally hears the voice of Ryder screaming, that he got stuck and he got a little hurt, Luckily, he didn't get hurt too much, because that boulder or concrete piece that came in top of Ryder's leg did not fully crush him. He was very lucky there. And that's where the montage of Ryder just going into, I mean, it's just him screaming Ryder. And that's when he did it. He did it as a dog as well, because dogs would totally be there for their owners. That really was the best scene I ever seen, Literally, like, it was very cinematic. They literally got that inspirations from movies. They did a very good job showing him the montage of using his car, his vehicle, and the motorcycle as well, going into the tower. Him literally trying to save Ryder probably from a building up the tower that could possibly collapse, and him Ryder dying. So I would totally say, even though that wasn't like the most awesome thing, he didn't really save the day, but he pretty much saved Ryder. I will say on the part where he was jumping, to save Ryder in the other part of the building, that was literally, they could have made it a little better if they made him run a little quicker. That part was not realistic. I knew he would not have made it if that was in real life. Maybe he would have made it a little more in real life if he would have just, run, a little longer. He could have just gone back a little more. He could have just run so higher, a lot quicker. Run, much longer, because there was totally more space for him to run. Could have totally run there. So anyways, like I've said, he did it. I guess that was his redemption arc of, being, Ryder's hero. And maybe doing this review maybe made me appreciate the Paw Patrol, the movie, a little bit more, because it was a little bit more basic. And the Mighty movie, I felt like it was a little too OP. It's going to kind of confuse people, because I did get to see the Mighty movie in theaters. I knew there was a Paw Patrol movie, but I didn't pay attention to it. The only way I got to know a little bit more was we saw the trailer, and I think it was when we watched for the movie, for Tom Cruise movie, Mission Impossible something. I forgot the name, because it's a part 1, obviously, for 2023. I got to see it with my friend, and I saw the trailer for the Mighty movie, and I thought, man, that movie looks so cool. That looks like a cool movie. Very cinematic, very inspiration from other cinematic universes. So I was like, man, but at the same time, I was like, oh, it would be so embarrassing to watch this movie. I don't know if I would like it. But here I am, I watched both of the movies back in November. So I'm pretty much done with the Ryder and Chase segment for the most part. Maybe I have to add a little more. I don't want to make this video too long. So like I've said, Ryder gets saved from Chase, but Sky is the one that saves the day for the most part. So Chase and Sky are pretty much the heroes in the story, in the movie. And so like I've said, I'm going to move into the other pups, because I know I was talking about Liberty, Sky, and Chase. The other pups weren't too exciting, of course, because they're not part of the story. But oh my gosh, Rocky. Oh my God, I know it's gonna make me sound creepy. Please don't interpret it that way. But I'm only looking at them as puppies, so please don't. Oh my goodness. Rocky has got to be the cutest pup out there. Even Chase, even though they're not young puppies, they're old. They're pretty much older children, probably getting close into their teenhood years in pup verse, I guess. But oh my God, Chase looks so cute in that segment of Alicia Caro, where she sings, "Oh, where you wanna go." And it's cool too. Yeah, I forgot the lyrics. Fighting it alone, or something like that. Where Chase is, looking sad and shit, He was literally like, he looked really cute right there, even though I'm not supposed to look at that cute because he was in his sad moment. But he really did look so cute. Even Rocky was just so cute. They did such a good job. Oh my God, even with Sky, they made her look so good in the movie. She looks amazing. She looks like a mix of sassiness and girl boss and cuteness. That's literally what more movies need. More movies need her, need Sky, a good female character. Because that's literally what she is. For being just the only two females or three females of the Paw Patrol cast or the gang, the group. Like I've said, I'm probably going to do the Mighty movie much later on because it's the only time that I can do videos. So I'm on the mountain doing this video. I'm literally at the shooting range area or the mountain range where people can shoot guns. So that's where I am right now because this is the only place where I can do it without having to worry about people being behind my back, So anyways, that's all I wanted to say for that part for Rocky. Rubble was pretty fun. Even I know some people aren't a huge fan of Rubble, but Rubble did a very good job. He's very kind. Like all the pups, they're very nice, They're children. They're like the most sweetest kids I ever seen in movies. Very, very sweet kids, or puppies, I should say. Rocky, Rumble, Zuma. Zuma obviously didn't get the most, but Zuma got some good screen time with his water rescue. Like they showcased it in a most awesome way with Liberty helping him when they were going to save a family from drowning in the water. Man, it goes to show you that Zuma, and I agree with one of the content creators that's talk about Zuma. When they talk about Zuma, that was the best thing, I've ever seen for Zuma, to give Zuma justice, because Zuma doesn't get enough justice in the movie. Neither did Rocky, neither did most of the cast, but what can I say, The movie, the plot was pretty simple. It's probably not the best, and I'm quite surprised to see it get well received on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics. Critics were kind of mixed on it, but most of the critics' reviews were pretty much positive for the movie. So yeah, the movie did a pretty good job. For critic-wise, it's gotten mixed reviews to positive reviews. So the movie did a pretty good job, They did a really good job with the show. With the movie. I would give it for myself, I would probably give it a 8 out of 10. One of the best movies that I've ever seen for the 2020s. I believe Spider-Verse, that the movie that came in 2019, really, really did, really did put the pavement, or just give the start for the movies and animated movies in the 2020s to absolutely kick Disney's ass. I fucking hate Disney right now. They suck ass, you know. So anyways, like I've said, and I feel like the DreamWorks animators and who does whatever animation studio, they totally took notes. Even the Mario movie, which wasn't received too well, unfortunately, from the critics, they did a good job with the Mario movie. The plot sucked. It wasn't that great. It didn't suck, but the pacing was way too fast for the Mario movie. So yeah, you know, they did such a good job with the movie. But based on, so like I've said, 8 out of 10, I don't want to give the movie too much of a race because there are things that kind of fall flat. But once you start to watch the clips again, you start to appreciate the movie a little more. So yeah, I would give it an 8 out of 10. You know, critics would probably give it a 6. In general wise, would probably be a 6 out of 10, you know. Thought it was an okay movie. But for me, that movie was great. They did a really good service to the people who are fan of Paw Patrol in general, the Paw Patrol fans and the preschoolers. They did a really good job with the movie. Amazing job. I'm going to be reviewing the Paw Patrol movie for the Paw Patrol, the Mighty movie. Paw Patrol, the Mighty movie. There we go. So that's going to be my next video. I'm going to be doing a reaction video based off of a movie, of a fan animation called Bracelet. Be sure to look forward for that as well. I'm going to make a community post there as well. And you already saw the community post as well. So I'm just saying that for myself, I guess. There's no reason for me to say that in the video, since I'm going to promote my Paw Patrol segment. So yes, you know, for anybody that's curious, you know, I will be doing more videos on Paw Patrol. I'm going to be going into my Paw Patrol phase. So like I've said, you know, I'm going to say it again from what I've said in the first video as my outro. I had my opinions on, oh, well, it's a preschooler show. You know, I was a little bit concerned, it's going to be cringeworthy. But the movies for the animated movies for the 2020s, DreamWorks, and Illumination, you guys did a really good job. And I really hope for the next movie, for the Illumination movie, you guys do a really good job for the Mario movie as well, like you guys did for the first one. Who cares what the critics say anymore? Or who kind of cares? I do care, but not too much. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up, you know. They did such an amazing job. I hope they do continue to do more and more and more movies. It'd be crazy if they reach 10 movies. I don't know if they ever will, but they should totally. I bet they did such a good job for making a movie in 2 years. In development in 2 years. They did an amazing job. I bet they probably started it back in 2018 or 17 is what I've heard, that they were flundering the idea of making a movie. And they did such, and I'm not going to repeat it again. Anyways, that was pretty much my review for the movie. I'm really excited to see what's next for 2026. And I'm going to say this, as I've started watching some clips of Paw Patrol, but I'm more interested in the movies. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Wow, 38 minutes into making this video. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, hit a like and subscribe. I'm going to start making more Paw Patrol content a little bit in the mix as well. So anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. If you liked it, hit a like and subscribe. Peace.